Kenny Stapler here. Just a short intro before we start the show. This is a brand new show featuring myself and Che and our friend Paulie, who you have not heard from before, but he's spent a lot of time in the studio with myself. And this project here is something we've been trying to get going for a while, and it is showing up in your feed this week and possibly next week as well. And we just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of what it was and let you decide if you want to listen to more of it. If you do like this show and you want to check it out more in the future, you're going to have to look for it as the Crow's Nest Podcast. You can follow us at Crow Podcast on Twitter, and that'll get you your episodes. But it should be showing up in your streams, whether you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, pretty much anywhere else you find the Pillaging Podcast. So this is a pilot show. We hope you guys enjoy it. Again, this is not a Raider show. This is a little bit about everything. We will cover sports. We will cover music, food, TV, movies, philosophy, all kinds of weird stuff, some current events. Anyways, we hope you guys give us a shot, and I hope you guys enjoy the first episode of The Crow's Nest.
Good evening. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. There is nothing wrong.
We have taken control as to bring you this special show. We will return it to you as soon as you are grooving.
Welcome to the Crow's Nest Podcast, flagship podcast of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network.
Better known as CNPN, or deeper still, the Podcast Connection.
Home of the extraterrestrial brothers.
Dealers of funky podcasts.
Pod Funk.
Uncut funk. The
This
bomb.
should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area. Play this record as frequently as possible. Then, as it becomes easier for you, play the record once a day or as needed.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the very first ever Crow's Nest Podcast. Sitting to my immediate left is somebody you don't know but are about to find out about.
That's right, man. Paulie in the house.
And
Right here, Crow's Nest. Got my man Che to my left. You might know him a little bit better, but you know.
What up, y'all? We told you it was coming, and here it is.
we tried to warn you.
Full of the funk, full of some flavor,
We're here.
kicking mad flavor in your ear.
Yo, listen, if your skin ain't thick and your soul ain't hip, you might as well just turn this shit off right now. Because we're taking the gloves off, we're pulling all punches, and we're talking about everything but your beloved Oakland Raiders, which may come up.
It might come up still.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Everything from sports to records to food to shit you ain't even heard about.
Yeah.
It's on the table.
Yeah.
Of course, the Crow's Nest Podcast, flagship podcast of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. You heard him in the intro right now, but Paulie, introduce yourself a little bit. Why have we not heard from you before?
All right, let's just address this elephant in the room. I'm a Niners fan, so, you know, I already hear the boos, you know what I mean, when this gets released. But, hey, I'm not a Raider hater, though, that's for sure. I mean,
That's what's
when
up.
Kenny Stapler's your best friend, you know, he's going to educate you.
There you go.
I know a little bit about the history, so I got respect for the Raider Nation for sure. I mean, especially as fans, really, you know, second to none, for real.
There you go, man. We appreciate that, Paulie.
Appreciate that.
That's for
We
real, though.
appreciate that, dog. Shit.
Che, man, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man.
We just wrapped a 3-hour episode,
Fucking beefy.
and now we're already knee deep
Here we go.
into some new shit.
Here we go. Some new shit.
Waiting in the wings, standing by on the line, we got our man Sammy Quasar, a beloved friend of all of ours, a very, very, very close friend of mine and Paul's, and quickly a close friend of Che's.
Yeah.
Didn't meet you under the best of circumstances. I met you while you and your father were trying to fix my car.
That's right. That's the first time I did meet him, man.
But on the other hand, maybe he was best of circumstances because he sees that the love is real, and the love's flying around the room right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
First off, you might be wondering, why is this called the Crow's Nest? Yes, it's a pirate term. Yes, we come from a Raiders podcast, which is very pirate-like. But the Crow's Nest is always been and always will be the name of my studio.
That's right.
Because it looks out on the street. Folks that always come by are like, how'd you know I was here?
Because I sing your ass. That's why.
From the crow's nest, you can see all things, and that's our tagline.
Yep, all things are possible.
Yeah. We're gonna get right into this, man. We're gonna do 3 tentpole segments per episode, and those segments are gonna be pretty random. We got a pot full of them. We're gonna keep adding to that pot as we go, and we'll randomly grab one segment each every single week to drop on our fellow hosts here.
There you go.
Leading off tonight, though.
Okay.
Is Che Stradamus.
Oh, Che Stradamus.
What's up, Che? You got a segment that you want to drop, and this is one of the reasons why I was excited to do the show was because of this segment. So, what's the name of this segment? Oh, well, first off, I'm sorry. I'm getting way ahead of myself.
I thought you were dropping this one. That's all I'm saying. I thought you were dropping this one. Let me just kick them off with a little something they're familiar with. Those of y'all who listen to the Pillaging Podcast are very familiar with this segment. Yeah. You thought I was going to hold out on you? Come on, y'all.
Delicious. And cheers to Paul's sobriety.
Yeah. Cheers to you, brother. But,
I don't know if you could call it sobriety totally, but I don't drink.
I heard that. But cheers to Paulie. Because Paulie Gone came through with the beer for me to fucking rep for y'all. So, Chelas con Che today is sponsored by Paulie Gone, man.
That's right.
And he brought us this Device Brewing Company, and it's a Kid Casual blonde ale. Kid Casual.
Yeah.
All right, man. So this beer's straight out of Sacramento, California. Straight out of Sacramento, California. And let me give it a little taste. Let me see what it tastes like.
Kid Casual sounds like a failed Punch-Out character.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, he got knocked the fuck out by Soda Popinski for sure in the first round.
If Glass Joe made the cut, but you didn't. then-
Oh yeah, you're in trouble. All right, it's a nice lager. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a lager. It tastes a little bit like a Dos Equis, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Lower alcohol level. One of those summer, fucking brighten up your fucking summer right there.
Easy
Just keep you
drinker?
Yeah, easy drinker, hydrator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those, you're gonna put them down. You can put it on a couple 6-packs of these motherfuckers right here.
Everyone's an easy drinker until you hit like 6 or 7. Then they get kind of difficult.
Yeah, unless you come to the fucking Raider tailgate, then you probably drop them about 10 to 12.
Shit.
Right around that 12, shit gets a little sketchy, dog.
Yeah, right around that 12, Chase starts making me nervous around the security and getting lost on the way back to the car.
Those are fucking facts. Those are facts. And your boy Kenny has to come and pull motherfucker out of the line because he's starting shit with other fans. That's all I'm saying.
That is true.
I do gotta say,
I'm
though,
not starting shit with other fans. I'm just saying.
technically, you're being sponsored by my girl. Those are her beers.
Oh, okay.
You know, I
Shout
bought
out
the
to you, lady.
IPA because I knew that was more your style of beer that you enjoy the most, from what I know. But that blonde was in Tahoe. Like I said, we went last weekend and it was there, and she got that because it's an easy drinker, for the weekend. And I figured that would be the one that you was the least likely that you had tried before.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've never heard of Device Brewing Company. Again, Device Brewing Company, man. Thank you to your lady, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out.
So here's
She's gonna be all pissed though when she looks in there and sees those two misses. She's like, "How dare you?"
yeah.
Tell her it went to a good cause, dog.
For sure.
So here's the litmus test. If you saw it on a menu, would you order it again, Che?
Oh no, definitely.
You would.
I mean, there's a time and a place for every chela, dog.
I agree. I agree.
I don't. Yeah, bro. Come on now.
Hey.
You telling me I don't discriminate when it comes to chelas, dog. They all go down just the same.
The mid 90s was a time and a place for Henry Weinhardt's in my life.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
What were you drinking in the mid 90s, Paul?
Man, mid 90s, I was still fucking with the 40s.
Ooh.
Yeah, so started off Mickey's. Mickey's was my first 40.
The grenade?
No,
The 40, the full 40.
I love the grenades though with the little riddles under the cap.
Yeah.
Grenades were cool.
I would like sit at the bar. They'd serve them at the bar, and I would be like trying to I'd be racking my brain sometimes. Sometimes I get them in like 5 seconds. Sometimes I'd be sitting there for like half an hour to try to figure this fucking thing out. But no, that was my first 40 was Mickey's, and then you graduated up to Old English.
Yeah, you had to graduate up to that bitch.
Yeah, you
that shit
did.
was dirty.
Eventually, though, you had to graduate up to the high gravity.
The final stage.
That's right.
Man.
That
That's
211.
I made it up to the higher level right there.
For sure.
That's how you knew you're living dirty. You were riding dirty all fucking night long.
Yeah, and then they started coming out with the wide mouth everything. You know what I mean? Just you're just like guzzling. They even had 64 ounces, I think, for a bit. And that's fucking ridiculous, bro.
You could Tennessee sidestep the 64 ounces. And we used to folk this. Me and Jen used to folk the 64 ounce Old English. Got them out the parking lot there across from Santa Clara University. Them college kids wasn't ready for us.
Hey, hell no.
Shit.
Like, who the fuck are these guys? Look at these motherfuckers right here.
I think me and Farley, this dude that lived down the street, that's how I met this dude. Is this dude Farley down the street? I hung out with him, and I think he and I drank like the last Crazy Horse in existence. We drank it by the creek over here, and then I never saw him again.
They're like, fucking pull those things.
For real.
Actually, that day, the first time I met you, Paulie, did I or did I not show you your first porno?
Fax machine. Hey, dude, I still remember it, dude.
Who started it?
See, I don't know the actress's name. He probably knows that because this guy's organized as fuck. He's probably got it. He's got that.
That was the.
Come on, bro. You weren't gonna pull out a porno tape to show you your newfound boy.
Oh, he didn't like me.
He didn't like you?
No, because I was coming over with the guy from down the street. We were younger, you know? So we were kind of like, he's like, whatever. Like, he was blessing
Give
us.
him the dirty ass.
He was blessing us with this experience, you know?
I'm not going to give him that high quality.
Off top, I was faded that day. And I gave away a skateboard. I gave away my Chris Miller deck that day. My Mutations deck to Farley. And he stripped that bitch down. But I can tell you, and no, don't judge me now. I can tell you who the male lead was.
Oh, God.
Because his name's in the title. It was Seymour Butts.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck no, bro. Really?
And the Honeymooners. Yeah, that's the name of the title. Seymour Butts and the Honeymooners. And it was the birth of gonzo porn, which is basically on the spot, no storyline.
Right.
Just a handheld cam and take your clothes off.
Because that's what I do remember. I remember, like, I told him what happened, and he was like, yeah, I remember that one. And because it was like it started out on the beach. I remember it started out on the beach, and it was just supposedly this chance meeting, you know.
Those first person fucking like, we just happened to run into this lady on the beach.
Yeah.
And she's all good. She's ready to go.
For sure.
She's down.
Yeah, and then I remember it ended up in like a shower. There was like a glass door shower scene.
That's how you know you were in the 90s.
And some big old titties.
I think her hair was crimped. And then as the steam from the shower just made her hair get bigger throughout.
Added volume, dog.
For sure.
Shit added volume, dog.
We had muted. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if Roy was here or not.
No, but funny story is you guys all bounced that day, and I forgot to take the tape out the machine.
Oh shit! Director's cut of the story.
Yeah, so he came home to set the VCR to probably record a Raiders game or something like that, and hit play and saw the remember the skeezy ads that came on before the porns, like the nasty like 976 numbers.
Yeah,
that was probably the first thing he saw. I was up in my room and all I heard was. Yeah, you learned a little something new. Listen to this show.
That for $1.
That's
the guy like that. That was his voice with the yellow numbers like flashing.
I just dropped my government. No, I'm not going to bleep it out.
Oh, man.
But I am Kenny Stapler on this show, so don't get it twisted.
Yeah, don't get twisted, man.
But the editor, though, you know?
Yeah, we have a guest on the line, so we want to get to him. Should we get to him and then come back to your segment?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, and it's a perfect segue because introducing the man that introduced me to my first porn, Sammy Quasar. Sammy, welcome to the show.
Every time I come on your show, we're talking about porn tape.
Facts.
Those are facts. Motherfucking
Yeah. And that Honeymooners tape went around the crew.
Bro,
that was not just Paul.
That's true, bro. Last time Sammy Quasar was on, he was at the tailgate with us, and we were talking about that fucking porn that you guys went in a fucking search for.
Yes.
God damn. That's true, man. Those are facts.
But that
we
was
were desperate.
Desperate is a good description for any 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
This is true.
To be fair, but so we won't reset that story. That was told on the Pillaging podcast. I did put Sammy on blast this weekend and told that story in front of a bunch of strangers. Strangers to me, not to him.
Good form.
They were all pretty amazed.
It was a
But
good
that's
story.
all right.
Though. They did
It
say
was a true story. It's good.
they did say it was a good story. I was also asking the question of all questions. It's sort of the question I ask a lot of new people when I meet them. And damn it, I wish I had recorded this, but I asked several people. We asked a good, 8 or 9 people. One question. I'm going to get your guys' answer right now, Che and Paulie. Waffles or pancakes?
Oh, waffles, dog.
Yeah, dude. Because like the great Mitch Hedberg said, waffles or pancakes with little syrup traps, bro. So how are you gonna beat that?
That's exactly what I said too.
Also, Sammy's response. And Sammy's also Team Waffle. Is that correct, Sammy?
That is absolutely
Yeah.
correct. Waffles first.
And myself also Waffle. Waffle gang, waffle gang, waffle gang.
You know what? I have to say though, I'm not saying that I'm not on Team Waffle, but I may have to amend how certain I am about that because there's a place that in Willow Glen, I think it's the Crepe Vine. Yeah, Crepe Vine. And they have these pancakes, and the guy who owns it, he won't tell me for sure if I'm right, but I think they put yellow cake mix in the pancakes, bro.
Yeah, I've
So
seen
it's
that.
like you're fucking basically eating cake. Cake.
Yellow cake.
I
You're
will.
goddamn right.
I will say this about waffles and pancakes. A bad pancake beats a bad waffle any day, but you put your best pancake up against the best waffle. It's waffle gang, waffle gang, waffle gang.
Waffle gang, waffle gang.
Waffles
Hey,
every
I'm with
time.
that.
But listen, think about it, yo. When you do have pancakes, okay? Just think about when you have pancakes. I'm talking about homemade pancakes, not going to fucking Denny's, some bullshit, fucking IHOP to get pancakes. You have pancakes at home. The best part of the motherfucking pancakes is that crispy edge, that ring around the fucking pancake. That's the best. It's salty. It's got the butter baked into it. And it's crunchy.
Yeah, but that's every part of the waffle.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank
That's
you.
that's
Why waffles
that's
are better.
That's the point that I was making, my dog.
Yep.
Is that the reason why we're fucking waffle lovers is because even in a pancake we recognize real game, dog. We recognize that waffle is the way to go, dog. You like the crispy shit. You need to have some crunch
True.
with that
It's all
softness.
about angles. The more angles you have on your
This is true.
breakfast, the crispier it is.
This is true. This
Damn.
is true.
You're getting
That's why hash
geometric.
browns rock.
You're getting
Because they
geometric
have
with this.
angles. They're crispy corners.
Oh man, let's drop some degrees on them.
Let's drop it. So
90-degree angles, dog.
Normally in this intro, we'd be telling you guys how our weekend went, and we were
Oh my
we were
God.
kind of planning out the show before we came on there. And I said, well, I think we need to have Sammy on right away, not only because it's past midnight, but because my weekend began and start with Sammy Quasar.
That's right.
I rolled up to the 916 to visit my homie.
That's right.
We had a hell of a weekend.
Sacramento.
Tell them what we did this weekend, starting with Friday.
Oh my goodness.
How'd it go down?
All right. So Friday we went to the Andrew Defy Ultraviolet album release party.
ZFG.
Dope.
ZFG in the house. Oh
That
my
guy's dope, dude.
goodness.
He got spits.
And
dude.
then the next day we went to Guitar Center and I spent a ridiculous amount of money on studio upgrades
of course,
to do this and other things. And then we went to see Black Alicious and Latif at Harlow's. It was great. It was a wonderful weekend.
It was great. So Latif, the Truth Speaker, was out there. The Truth Speaker. If you guys don't know who Latif is, look him up. If you're a Raider fan still listening to this show, definitely look him up. Look up the track Lester Hayes, Latif and the Chief
Lester
XL,
Hayes.
the Maroons. That's a great Raiders track that never gets played. We saw his new venture, Roots and Things, which is sort of a soul hip hop reggae mashup. It's like East Bay dancehall. Is the best
that's
way.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah. And then Black Alicious, man, which is Chief XL and the illustrious Gift of Gab, who's probably one of the greatest lyricists you may have never heard of. You've probably heard his song A to G or A to Z, Alphabet Aerobics.
Yeah.
That's what he's known for, but the man goes much deeper than that. Gift of Gab is Sammy. Where's he on your list of greatest rappers? Is he a top 5, a top 3, a number 1? Where's he at?
Oh my goodness. Well, he's definitely top 5. Top 3 for sure. I'm not sure once you get into the top 3, but he's definitely up there at the top of my list. He always has been.
Sammy likes Gift of Gab so much, he named his dog after him.
Yeah, my dog's name is Gabby, and I bought her the day that I did a song with Gab a year later. So her day with me was the 1 year anniversary of me and Gab doing a song together.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
dope.
That's real cool. Where can they find that song, man?
That song is only available on Bandcamp right now, but soon to be available worldwide.
Ooh, worldwide.
There you go.
Worldwide.
Wide.
Come on, Quasar.
So,
Universe wide or what?
one thing I want to comment about this show and about hip hop in general is well, actually 3 things I want to say. First off, Sacramento, and I don't know if this is just Sacramento, but I've played a lot of hip hop shows. I've gone to a lot of hip hop shows, and I've never seen an audience quite like this one.
No.
That's not an endorsement.
I was waiting.
This is a weird crowd last night.
It was a weird crowd. I had this couple next to me dancing the clambada,
Yes.
which is a couple's version of Elaine's dance from Seinfeld. Dude swooped. She was a pretty girl sitting there by herself. Dude swooped, made a move, and then I looked over. I was like, "What the fuck is going on over here?"
Yeah, you were sending me text messages. Yo,
There was some
shit's getting
strange
crazy over
shit
here.
happening behind us all night.
All night long, bro. And then
All night.
and then the call and response just wasn't going like it was expected. It was like I
No.
say and you say, and it was just fucking crickets
Right.
and me shouting really loud.
Awkward.
That's because you hold it down, dog.
No,
you hold it
I
down.
blame the sound system.
Yeah, the sound was type whack at that show.
Was it the system or the
Horrible.
sound engineer?
It's hard to tell because I think what happened is they pulled like a me. I'm kind of a control freak, and I think the DJ was trying to run all the sound from the stage.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
And
That's what I think.
either that or his outputs weren't right, and there was some sort of something that was out of phase because there was no mids in the beat, and you couldn't hear drums. It was kind of weird considering that's home field advantage for the Quantum crew, Latif and Black Alicious. They held it down, but what I really want to say is that seeing Gift of Gab, my heart goes out to him. Just a few years ago, right around the time that my man Sammy was working with them, he had just had surgery and was diagnosed with kidney disease as a result of diabetes and years of alcohol abuse. Che?
Hey, man.
I'm
Hey,
just
I take it
kidding.
easy, bro. Don't you put that shit on me, dog.
I'm just playing.
I'm sitting between you guys, man. It's uncomfortable looking at him like that.
I'm just playing. But so my man was in the bottle, and he's out. He's dry now. He was on the mend at that time, but he's definitely not feeling well. The health is very poor. I fully understand why Latif is co-headlining that tour is because Gab needs the help.
Yeah.
He didn't do a single chorus. He sat when he wasn't in his verse. Every other song was a Latif song or a side project track to give Gab his breather. And I'm not piling on the dude. I don't want to embarrass him. What I want to say is, first of all, much love and respect for not quitting and not letting this stop because.
Right.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Hip hop needs you. The crowd needs you. Your fans need you. You are an important person. Gift of Gab is that rapper that people that don't like rap hear and go, "Oh,
This is dope.
you can do it like this.
Yeah.
Like this. It's not all what I thought it was."
Yeah, I think guys like that, like I call him like a wordsmith. He's like beyond a
definitely.
lyricist, MC. It's like those words don't even encapsulate
Yeah.
what he does with words. You know what I mean? And it's just he's like in the God tier.
He's God tier. He's up there. And then the last thing, really the bullet point to this whole thing, the exclamation point I should say to this whole thing is, hip hop not taking care of its legends.
Right.
Gab being a legend is a stretch only because he came late, but it's not a stretch in talent. He's a legend. He's gonna be a legend. When we lose him, we're gonna be very sad. Those that know him are gonna be devastated. And when you look at rock and roll and the way they take care of their legends, Ozzy Osbourne's still selling out arenas. There's teenage kids that know who Led Zeppelin is.
Right.
Rock and roll does a great job of taking care of its forefathers and its legends and the ones that came before. And hip hop laughs at them. You try to play, KRS-One for a young kid today, depending on the kid you get, they're going to think it's whack.
Right.
They're going to think it's corny.
Right.
And it's really hard to steer people away from trends in hip hop music. And it's a travesty because we got to see our man Gab doing small shows like this, probably to pay for medical bills and whatnot. And
hopefully he can at least do that, because I mean, God forbid it's even, he's just getting by and not even doing that, because we know how things are around here, especially it's expensive. And even though he's up there, or, where does he live now?
Sam, he's down in the East Bay now. Is that right? Sam, are you there? I think I might have lost him. I don't know. So I believe he's in the East Bay now, but Sammy Quasar, if you can hear me, I'm talking a lot about this right now, but you're the biggest Gab fan that I know. How did this make you feel seeing him on stage like that?
I was glad to see him again. I've seen him several times, but it was a little, I don't know, just somber to see a legend like that, obviously in the throes of a health issue. And he was still on top of it as best he could, but I really feel that, I don't know, it really made me concerned, because he didn't have the energy that he used to have.
I hate to say it, but that might have been the last time that we saw Gab, and I really don't want that to be the case, but just a great dude, man. Just a really good dude, good-natured guy. A lot of lessons in his music. Yo, if you're a hip-hop fan and you want to introduce your kids to hip-hop, highly recommend Gift of Gab.
Well, hey, I got a question.
Case in point, I took my own son to see Black Alicious at Concerts in the Park last year, and he fell in love with an MC that could just rhyme that way. And it kind of reminds me of Brian Regan. It's the clean ability to rock it as professional as you can and still make it great, but not be completely blue all the time.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if does he have his music on Bandcamp?
Does Gab have his music on Bandcamp? Yeah. He does. Black Alicious on Bandcamp, Gift of Gab on Bandcamp. You can find him on Spotify. You can find him on iTunes. I mean, that music is everywhere. Again, the person we're talking about, if you want to check him out, hopefully we piqued your interest. Gift of Gab is a solo artist. He does have solo records out there, but the group, really what you want to check out is Black Alicious. That's the entity that set it off. It's the beats by Chief Excel, the lush production with Funk Deluxe, as Latif says. And the words by Gab, that's a unity that for me will go down in the books for hip hop for the ages. But just to lighten the mood a little bit, we ate while we were out there. So this is the very first installment of Eat This.
Eat this!
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Soon to be released, never before heard 1 hour interview with Gift of Gab on the Sammy Quasar podcast.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
It's about 5 years in the making, but it's going to be coming out, so be ready for that.
Do that.
That's what's up.
And that's
Sammy Quasar.
And that's a heartfelt tell-all. That's going to be a story right there. That's not just about beats and breaks and raps. That's going to be the whole story. Everything that we touched on, if you're interested in that, just to hear this man's story, you should check it out. Actually, I was at the show at Soul Collective in Sacramento when he was rebounding, and I'm standing next to the dude, and I was like, you know this guy? And he's like, yeah, he's actually my roommate. I'm like, oh, damn, for real? I'm like, what's it like, living with Gift of Gab? He's like, I never knew he rapped.
Oh, no shit.
And I was like, and so Gab right at that time, I think was like in a halfway home type of situation.
Right.
So this was his sponsor. This was his roommate. And I was like,
shit.
bro, are you serious? He's like, yeah, I'm a dog. You're in for a treat. And as soon as that show started, homie's jaw just hit the floor.
Yeah, I bet.
I looked at him. I was like, yeah, bro, your roommate's a fucking underground rap icon.
Yeah.
Monster.
No shit. That's crazy,
Beef.
dog.
But we ate.
Yeah.
We ate
A lot.
big. We ate good. It was Meatapalooza. The day we got there, you made some bomb fire ribs. But the highlight of the weekend was Urban Roots on Saturday. So you introduced me to this, Sammy. Tell me about it. Tell my listeners about it.
Okay, so Urban Roots is in Midtown, and it is a microbrew and smokehouse. And these two dudes got together and opened the business, and it's been fantastic ever since. It's every type of beer you can imagine, and paired with that, every smoked meat you could want.
Jay's drooling over here.
Yeah, so just give you a rundown of the menu. You ordered an app, Sammy. You ordered the brisket fries,
Yeah, the brisket pico de gallo fries were the bomb.
which were basically asada fries,
Right.
but with
But with
smoked
brisket.
brisket. Yeah.
But with
That's
brisket,
just,
yeah.
That's just a level above fucking. That's like 10 levels above. Got
It was
fries,
high-end
dog.
fries for sure.
Shit.
It was up there. And then obviously they had brisket on the menu. They had ribs on the menu. Order them by the two. They had smoked chicken on the menu, smoked turkey on the menu. They had house-made sausage on the menu, hot links on the menu. They had
Fried fish.
on the menu. I ordered the rib tips, which came in like a
Yep.
sweet, spicy Asian glaze with green onions over the top.
I saw that. I saw that you fucking sent that shit right over to me, dog.
did.
Just to fucking
The
tease
green
the shit out of me.
beans with the smoked tomatoes, though.
Yeah.
You do not get smoked tomatoes anywhere.
Nowhere. So they smoked the tomatoes and then they mushed them down into like a paste sauce.
Yeah.
And
So
then
they rolled them up, or you packed them in a bong, or what?
Yeah, the bong works good. I tried to smoke a turkey for Thanksgiving, but the blunt kept going out.
Some fat ass blood, dog.
But since you brought it up, guys, the sides, on fleek. I had the poblano cheddar grits.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
the
did.
grits were
Damn.
so good.
Best grits I've ever had. If you like
Yes,
your
they
grits
were
like
bomb.
thick, oh, good. And some of the other sides that were on there were fire too. I think they had some Brussels sprouts. Is that right?
They had collard greens.
Collard greens.
Collard
yeah.
greens.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. They were out of dessert. I was a little disappointed.
Wait,
in
but
that.
you had the rib tips and what else though?
I had the brisket.
That's right, the brisket.
A
That
half,
was
a half
He had a
pound.
pile of
delicious.
brisket.
Yeah,
though.
I saw that shit, dog. I'm telling you, he sent me pictures. He was teasing me and shit. I'm like, you bringing some of this shit back to eat on the fucking podcast, dog? 'Cause
No.
why you send me these pictures?
If there was still
Some of them a bitch.
if there was still some left over to eat tonight, it wouldn't be worth talking about.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
Sa-
That's true.
Fax machine.
Those are facts.
Sammy looked at my plate. He was like, "Damn, they're cutting the brisket thick tonight. We didn't get that much last time we came." I was like, "Dog, I ordered 2 portions."
the double pounder.
Yeah, you did it right, dog.
Don't
I'm proud
judge me.
I'm proud of you.
So, Sammy, man, you've introduced me to a lot of great things, and now Urban Roots, fantastic. Where's that spot? Where's that location at?
Urban Roots, I believe it's 14th and V in Sacramento, California.
Capital.
The capital, for sure. There's plenty of good barbecue in California. I'll fight you if you say there's not.
Oh, there's
you.
lots.
I'll fight you.
First thing Kenny said when he came back from fucking KC was, "Hey, barbecue ain't that fucking good, dog. There's fucking places out here that can fucking barbecue with them motherfuckers."
barbecue type whack in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I would say they got sauce on lock, but out here in California they're doing creative things. At Asadero, right up the highway, they got that mole barbecue sauce.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? You're
El
not
Dope, they
KC
call it.
El Dope. That's right.
KC ain't gonna do that shit. They don't know nothing about that, dog.
So KC, you were once great. You fallen behind the times. Yeah, you fallen behind the times. Texas, though, can't fuck with Texas barbecue. Sammy, man, how you living tonight? It's late over there.
Jesus, I have to get up and go to work tomorrow.
It's the same time as here. It's all perspective, huh?
What do they say? The chicharrones, they say it's never too late to go back to school, more like too early when you stay up as late as I do.
That's right. That is right.
It's true, man.
Man, it's good to have you on the first episode here. We're going to get you on the show a lot more, but what else you want to say for our listeners? It's our first episode, dog.
This is it. I mean, this is the crow's nest. I've been sitting in the crow's nest longer than anybody else sitting in the crow's nest.
These
right
are
now.
facts. These are facts.
I'm not in
Yes.
I'm not in the crow's nest, but I've been there longer than all the rest of y'all. fact.
Those are
Introduce
facts.
Paulie gone to the crow's nest.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, true.
Paul, I think Sammy's been here earlier. Paulie might have the time about even with you at this point.
Oh yeah, no, definitely he's got the involvement.
I punched the clock. I punched the clock.
Sammy,
I'm on the smooth come up because I be here.
since you've known me longer than the rest of these momos, Sammy, you and I have shared some great stories together. We're going to save those because we don't get too deep on this
Yeah.
first episode. But I want a request from you, and I'm going to give you a request. If you were to hear one Kenny Stapler story from back in the day, which is the one you'd want me to tell?
Oh shit.
Dun, dun,
Oh
dun.
my goodness, putting me on the spot right now. Kenny Stapler stories. I really liked the European adventure, but I don't know if we have the time to go that deep.
That's an interesting story. That's a heartfelt story. of a
Yeah,
young
it was
man.
I feel
Is
like
there
it should have
anything-
been a movie directed by like Linkletter.
Yeah. The story does not end with, but one of the high points is me dry humping on a midnight train to Moscow.
Yes.
You're telling me it's something like the National Lampoon's European Vacation then?
I'm telling you, it's a heartfelt story
Without the parents.
about a young man traveling abroad. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
We
great.
gotta hear this goddamn story,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's a good set of
A little bit of
stories.
risky
There's more than
business
one.
sprinkled in there.
Oh shit.
The story of all stories, in my opinion, and one I can't wait to tell with you, is the parallax foot injury. And
Oh my goodness.
that's what it's known as. Parallax foot injury, a little bit of sprained ankle, a little bit of LSD.
Psychedelics.
Y'all weren't expecting that. But yeah, that's going to be a good story.
Yeah, we'll get to that one.
Sammy, it's late, man. We have a lot to talk about. Want to talk about more with you, but I want to let you go too. I want you to get some rest for tomorrow. Is that cool?
Word up.
Yeah, dog.
Well, thank you for having me on. Look out for the Sammy Quasar podcast coming at you in the next few months.
In the words of my infamous friend Che, you goddamn right.
You goddamn right.
Yeah, brother.
Right.
Love you, Sammy. You can't really hear me.
Much love to all of y'all.
Yeah,
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 love you,
yeah,
dog.
yeah. Love you, bro. Take care.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
That's my brother right there. I've known Sammy Quasar since the 7th grade.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's good peeps, dog. Sammy holds it down, dog.
Those are formidable years, bro. You know, when you connect with people at that age,
And share pornos and stuff like that.
shit. Hell yeah. Or dude, hey, you haven't checked it out yet, but man, you got to check out that show Big Mouth on Netflix, bro. It just epitomizes that
I've
whole.
seen Big Mouth. That shit's
Oh, you've
fucking
seen
dope.
it, right?
That
He
shit's
hasn't
dope.
seen it yet.
We talking about I watched the first season, bro.
There you
Oh,
go.
shit.
There you go.
Okay,
there you
I'm
go.
sleeping.
I watched half of it with you. Where the fuck were you at, bro?
Shit. Dude, you're fucking right.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to check that out, though.
For real, I do. Yeah, man, those are formidable years. I remember first time I met Sammy, I wasn't sure what to think about him. He sat right next to me in homeroom, and then one day I heard him kind of rapping the lyrics to "You Be Illin" under his breath.
Oh
I was like,
shit.
"This kid's all right." And then found
You
out
be Ellen.
about his tape collection.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, you know about that tape collection.
Fucking know about that tape collection. It's
So-
legendary.
So Sammy's introduced me to a lot of music. I can remember one of the first groups he introduced me to, but what's something he put you up on game with?
For sure, Beastie Boys. Like I had heard Beastie Boys, like, you know, Licensed to Ill,
Yeah.
but he exposed me to like Paul's Boutique. For sure, I heard Paul's Boutique, you know, on cassette over there, the old cassette.
Yeah.
People love cassette. It was a very frustrating medium, but I could see why there's nostalgia surrounding the cassette.
It forced you to fucking listen to the whole album.
That's
and,
true.
And here's what I
It is.
say about that cassette in particular. That actual cassette, the Paul's Boutique cassette that came from Sammy Quasar's cassette collection, that tape in particular, that one. Fuck you, Erica Conrad. You ran that shit over with your vacuum cleaner. And then you tried to cover the story up. But I know the real story because you told me in a sleepover.
Damn. Wow.
In a sleepover.
Fuck you, Erica Conrad. Some shady ass shit. Run over a homie's tape and then lie about it.
You can't
That
be
is some
lying on-
bullshit.
Don't be lying on the motherfucker.
Then she tried to double back and tell me the same lie. I was like, bitch, you already told me the full story.
You already told me the truth. What you talking about?
Maybe she forgot.
Fuck
like
outta
me
here with that.
forgetting watching a whole season of Big Mouth with you.
And you know them tapes weren't cheap.
You know,
Motherfucking tapes weren't cheap back then. Now you can get them at the Salvation Army for fucking 25 cents.
Yeah.
But back then, shit.
yeah, Erica Conrad. She was kind of a cool chick. She used to pop the blackheads off the back of my neck in math class.
Wow, okay.
Remember that chick?
I do. Like her sister was my age. But hey, I don't want to forget this. Sammy Quasar did put me on to AC Alone also.
Oh, shit.
So that was an MC that changed my whole perspective on lyricism. Like it was like, yeah. When I started listening to AC Alone, I just realized that other guys were not doing it that well. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Same thing. I mean, AC Alone came from Freestyle Fellowship, and rap is just now catching up to some of the things Freestyle Fellowship was doing on tapes back in 1989.
Yep.
Which is wild. That's really wild to think about.
They may be fucking going further and further away from the way the fucking rap's been going lately, dog. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Those of you that don't listen to hip hop that are hearing the show right now, we're about to get out of the hip hop groove, but I do encourage you, go check out Black Delicious and AC Alone and come back to me and tell me what you think about hip hop music after you've heard some of that.
And I did want to say, when I asked, because I know Sammy couldn't hear me, the reason I asked about the Bandcamp, because that's usually, where people put music and you can pay, you can choose your own price. So you can pay more for something than the asking price. And that's how, you can donate. And if you are somebody who knows the legend of Gift of Gab, go on Bandcamp, buy his discography, support him, because,
That's true.
That's true because just to kind of put the music scene into perspective for you guys, Paulie and I, we've been doing music for a long time. We have a project out there coming out soon called Modus Ops, but we've done work under different groups and solo, and we have music on Bandcamp. We also have music on Spotify. You listen to my song like 40,000 times on Spotify, I might get $1.25. Right. Maybe. And then it's going to cost me $2.70 to cash that check. So really, I'm paying you to listen to my music. But on Bandcamp, Paulie, great point. Money goes right in my pocket. I think it's like every sixth sale goes to Bandcamp 100%. But other than that, you pocket everything. So it's been a great business model for independent artists. I think the only thing Bandcamp's ever really lacked is a solid app to let people stream easily. But it's totally free. You can actually buy physical stuff on there. So yeah, go on there and try to find Gab, because he can definitely use the support. And if you decide you like it and you want to contribute to a good cause, we gave you the backstory. Gab's as good of a cause as any right now in hip hop. And that's a little bit about our squad. But it's time to rep your squad.
Rep your motherfucking squad, dog.
So Che, you brought this to the table tonight. So
this is my segment for the night.
Okay.
I'm calling out you, Polygon.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling out you to rep your squad because as you I'm sure are well aware of, the motherfucking Raiders got AB from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I did see that.
The Raiders were not the only team that were in the mentions as far as possibly getting an Antonio Brown. There was another team, just so happens to be your team. So I want you to rep your squad, dog. I want you to tell me how that affects you. What you looking? How you feeling right now? The fact that your team didn't pull it off.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not like shook or anything because, he went to the Raiders. So it's like, cool. He's here in the Bay and he seems to be, he seems to be like happy. He like, I don't know what platform it was on, but, there was a picture of him in the Raiders uniform, like within like hours, right? After the announcement of the trade. So, I mean, like, truly, like, it doesn't bother me as much to say as, like, he went to a team that I really despise, right?
Okay.
But as far as the Niners missing out on him, it's like, of course, this guy's talent speaks for itself, and you want a guy with that kind of talent on your roster.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like what I think the Niners want and then what ends up happening is like it may be a blessing in disguise, and I don't mean that it's going to affect your team in a negative way, but it's like you feel like you're going to get this guy, he's the best receiver in the league over the last so many years, and then he gets on your team, and just like whether it's chemistry, injury, so I'm just trying to look at it like, we'll see what happens, but he wasn't going to be like, the cure-all anyway, so yeah, it hurts, but at least he went to the Raiders, bro, and not like some other fucking team, like I don't know, anybody else in your division or our division or the fucking Patriots,
Right.
or the fucking Patriots.
The Patriots?
Y'all trying to kill me for real. But
yeah. So my next thing though, my next thing. So obviously, there's been a couple big time names, wide receiver, big time names that have been in the media, and both have been linked to both our squads.
Right.
So the other one is OBJ. So what are you feeling about that? How you feeling your squad with that, man?
Well, I mean, if there's rumors, it doesn't mean what do they say? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think that there's a possibility that the Niners can land him, even though he still hasn't proven himself to be elite. I feel like people want to play with Jimmy G. That's what it seems like. Like, I don't know if it's their interactions with him or if it's just them watching film or whatever. But OBJ is another dude. Like, I think AB is a more solid, like, all-around receiver. You know what I mean? His route running and all that. But, his footwork, everything is great. But OBJ just has crazy, like, just his hands, and he makes catches that no one else in the league can make, really. So, he's another guy that you would want on your team. But I'm not trying to get too excited, because even if he ends up on our team, then you have to wonder, like, is he going to be a matured version?
Right.
And that's it. Some guys, they get humbled and they go to another team and they learn from their mistakes on their prior team and they really do take a leap forward. But I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, I'd want him. Yes, I'd want him on the team. And then I'd like to see him acquiesce with everybody else and Jimmy come back and do the things that we are hoping he could do. Because like I said, he hasn't even proven to be the guy that we hope he can be.
You hear that? This is coming from a Niner fan. There's some Niner fans out there that have already given Jimmy G the MVP. Like, he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But this Niner fan's rare. He actually watches the game.
He actually watches games. He's actually honest with himself.
Yeah, and I was pissed at him for that, the play when he sustained that injury, dude. It was like, I don't know why he lowered his shoulder for that contact and the way he planted his knee. I know he's a competitor, right? And he doesn't want to go out like that, but you got to be smarter than that. And I think that when that happened, I mean, I was high on him too, but when that happened, I knew, we'll see how he comes back from the injury, but I knew that it could be an injury that derailed this potential. And then again, he hasn't even fulfilled that potential yet. So he's a work in progress, and I'm not ready to anoint him anything yet, because every time, people do that, whether it's my squad or, you're a fan of another team, I feel like when people talk like that, you just look like an ass when it goes the other way,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're honest in saying, one player is not going to change the landscape there. We're in the same position. We're excited right now that AB landed with the silver and black, but there's a lot more to go. Niners have a lot of holes. You guys still have a couple issues to address on the offensive line. The secondary is decimated. You probably still need one more wide receiver. You still need a guy that can beat up his girlfriend and play linebacker for you at the same time.
I mean, that seems to be a requisite lately. You need a guy like that. The potential Pro Bowler that can't control himself, has problems with drugs.
Pre-reg.
Alcohol.
No, so here's another question for you, dog. Then so obviously OBJ ain't just gonna fucking walk his happy ass over to the team if he does come. Y'all are gonna have to give up something for him.
Yeah.
What are you willing to give up? You as a Niner fan, what are you willing to give up for OBJ? You just saw the Raiders gave up a third and a fifth for AB, and he's quite possibly the best receiver in the game. What are you willing to give up for OBJ?
And you're welcome, by the way. The market's set.
Yeah, we set the market. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You guys can play hardball now.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't end up, like some other GMs and just even when somebody establishes the market, they just give up way too much.
Right.
Lynch ain't that guy, but without knowing exactly what the picks are that we have, I wouldn't really want to give up, say, like a 1, like the Cowboys did for Cooper with you guys.
Right. Well, man, you guys got the number fucking 2 pick in the draft. So if you gave up the 1, you guys only have 1 first round draft pick, right?
Right. So
So
I mean,
that would be the
I'm not
number
saying,
2. Yeah, hell no. That's
even
that's
future,
steep.
you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't think 1 should be in there at all, like in consideration. But again, you look at the trade for Brown, and everyone's praising it. And me as a layman, I'm not an expert, but it seems like it's a pretty damn good trade on paper. And if he translates any of his game from Pittsburgh, and Carr can have that breakout year that I know you guys see him being poised to have, he's gonna be problems. The Raiders' offense is gonna be problems, and if you guys shore up, because you said Marshawn's out, right? And then but I saw Dame Lillard tweet at Le'Veon, right? And he seems like he's interested too. So, and he's been sitting out, not taking, right? How long was he sitting out for?
The whole fucking
season.
year, dog.
All year, yeah.
So yeah, that a guy doesn't want to lose a whole year, and I know that a lot of it was on him, but his body has not been getting, he hasn't had to go through the actual physical contact and grind of a NFL season.
Right.
And hopefully, that would, whoever he ends up playing for, he should be fresh and ready to go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just looking at your guys' picks right now, you're 1 pick each in rounds 1 through 4. No 5th, no 7th, 2 and the 6th. So to get OBJ, it's gonna cost you guys. It's gonna cost you guys.
What's the number 2? What are they at in the number 2?
36.
36. So they're right behind us.
Yeah.
Right behind us in the second round. All right. So are
Yeah.
you willing to give up a 36 pick for OBJ? It's probably not going to just come with 36 though.
Yeah,
I would
right. That's what I'm
assume
saying.
there's going to be something else.
That's
added
the
to it,
start.
right?
That's the starting point. And yeah, man, I think like with his talent, that's the whole thing is you got to assess like who's worth what risk. And yeah, for that pick and some other considerations, obviously we could talk about the little details and the add-ons and stuff.
Right.
But if that's the starter, I say yeah, because if he can come over, to the Niners or whatever team he's going to be on, and he does mature, I think, and he's a different guy and he's not bringing that diva attitude, he's gonna be worth it. But then, that is it's the proof in the pudding, right? The proof is in the pudding. So that would kind of be my outlook is like, yeah, it's worth it for that 36 you said, 36 pick, as a starter, and then maybe a later round, 5th or something, and you see what the Giants are gonna want, But I don't think they should give up much more than what you guys gave for Brown. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I just feel like I said, I'm wary about them getting that kind of a personality, putting them on our roster.
Yeah.
But
I think your best case scenario right now is wait till draft day and make a draft day trade with a QB thirsty team that wants to jump up into that number 2 spot if they want to take Haskins, which is doubtful because looking at who's there right now, you guys aren't picking a quarterback. The Jets aren't picking a quarterback, so there's no reason for them to. But if you can give them one and maybe get yourself an extra draft pick, then you can deal that second draft day, pick up OBJ, and then keep moving. But right now, you guys are maybe building through youth. But yeah, there's a little bit of outside the Raider Nation talk for y'all. Don't throw your phone out the window just yet.
Yeah, and also don't get upset at me because we're 2 Raider fans. Me and Kenny are 2 Raider fans piling up on a Niner fan because the tables are gonna get turned around because your boys over here are fucking Warriors fans and I'm a Laker fan.
Yeah.
So that shit's gonna come right back this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
we keep it respectful, a little playful banter, but we got respect for the Lakers too. I mean,
What's up?
These
You better have
are
fucking 16 championships, dog.
Yeah.
You better have fucking respect.
And
Just saying.
trust. Paul's holding back right now. He knows it's the first episode. He ain't gonna come out Raider fan too heavy, but it's coming. Trust me. He can talk shit with the best of them. So, and we embrace that. We welcome that too. Look, we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna come back with our last 2 segments. Hope you guys are enjoying the Crow's Nest so far. We'll see you on the other side.
Peace.
Ciao. You're listening to the Crow's Nest Podcast on the Crow's Nest Podcast Network, the CNPN. Follow them on Twitter at CNPodNet. Follow us on Twitter at Crow Podcast. We out you. Cheer. And now, back to the show. Yeah, we're back from the other side, stepping out the chasm like your bitch having an orgasm. It's time to keep it moving. We're gonna do a top 5 list probably every week, but here's the twist: one of us gets to pick the top 5, and the other two don't know what it is.
Nope.
So on the spot, going from my left to my further left, Paulie, it's on you. I need your top 5 breakfast cereals in no particular order.
Oh shit.
Okay. I have to say, with these top 5 ones, I'm going to kind of just go with what I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we could sit here forever trying to think of cereals.
Absolutely.
But the ones that come to mind,
What are you eating right now, by the way?
this Raisinets right here. That's my shit.
That's why you can hear him, because they're stuck in his fucking teeth right now.
You're going to learn. You're going to learn. Okay, so I remember liking Corn Pops. Okay, honeycomb,
I gotta have my pops.
honey bunches of oats.
Oh, fuck
people
yeah.
sleep on honey bunches of oats.
Those are good.
Okay,
Yeah.
and another one that people sleep on that's right there is crackling oat bread.
Oh shit.
Wait, what? You're not sleeping, right?
Nah.
Crackling
4,
oat
right?
bread.
That's 4.
4, and then like I know this is like totally different type of cereal. It's in its own stratosphere. Right above everything else for me is Fruity Pebbles, dog.
Ooh.
You know, and I love me some Fruit Loops, but Fruity Pebbles are like Fruit Loops, but they don't just shred the fuck out of the top of your mouth. You know what I mean? Like,
That's facts. That's
Right?
facts.
And the milk, they impart the flavor to the milk.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I got a bowl of Corn Pops in the fridge from 1982 that are still crunchy right now.
hey, and you know, that's what always pissed me off about Captain Crunch, because it was supposed to stay crunchy the longest.
The worst.
It got soggy the quickest.
It's the worst.
They were trolling us. They were laughing at us.
But you
worst.
still bought them bitches. You still
Yeah,
bought them.
I didn't buy
bitches.
shit.
And when while your mom's bought it for you, you were bitching at her in the fucking supermarket. It's like, I want the Captain Crunch, mom.
With the berries.
It's got the blue. It's got the berries in it. It's got the blue and the red berries.
Yep.
Two tips. When especially with Captain Crunch, when you pour your milk, don't pour them all over the fucking cereal like they do in the commercial.
Dog, just in the center point, dog.
One spot.
That's it.
In the bowl, and people think I'm retarded when I suggest this, or they see me do it.
Only then?
Debatable. Put the milk in first.
There you go.
Ooh,
hey,
yeah.
I like that. Then those motherfuckers float.
Yeah.
They float on the top. You're not gonna be able to overflow your fucking bowl with cereal.
We all float down here, Che.
That's true. That's true.
Che, to you, what's your top 5?
Oh, dog, come on now. You can come over here. You can get that fucking CTC, that cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh, yeah.
At number 1, dog. That shit saved my motherfucking life in college, dog. Okay, that CTC, dog. That's what we lived off of, man. That's half your fucking meals in college, bro. All right, CTC, get you some. All right,
Shit's bomb.
Number 2 is motherfucking Lucky Charms.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a fucking sugar tooth, okay? So I'm gonna fuck around with them marshmallows. Them Lucky Charms, they set it off. I don't care, man. The rest of it looks like fucking cat food, but the fucking marshmallows are the motherfucking bomb, okay? And you gonna fuck with those, okay? That's number 2. Number 3.
Can you give me all the shapes in Lucky Charms right now?
Oh, bro, there's a horseshoe. There's a fucking leprechaun hat now. There's a fucking rainbow. There's a star. There's a moon. There's a heart. Am I leaving one out?
Shamrock?
Clover.
The clover.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think they replaced the clover with the leprechaun hat, because there's a clover in the hat.
That's all types whack.
This is bullshit.
Always trying to change the original. So that was 3. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
3,
2. That was 2.
bro. 2.
CTC, Lucky Charms.
Oh, you're talking about the series. I was like, I thought you were talking about the marshmallows. I was like, oh, fuck, I gave you like 7, dog.
I even told you the marshmallows they had in the 80s, and I told you the marshmallows they have now.
All right. Oh, okay. So that's so I said CTC Lucky Charms. That's 2. Okay. So next up, this is Underground King right here. For me, there's some motherfuckers that don't like raisins in their cereal. Okay, so they're not gonna agree with me. But those who do will definitely say that Raisin Nut brand is on the top of their list. It's also expensive as fuck.
It is.
It's like $5 a box, and it's a little box. But that shit. That's off the hook.
Is that the one where the raisins are like coated in nuts?
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
yeah. Fire.
Yep. Those are fire. Okay. So that's my number 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My number 4. Oh, let me see, man. There's so many. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and just kick it with the ones that I roll with.
You say Muslix right now. I'm jumping over this table, bro.
Who you talking
Better not be fucking grape nuts, bro.
No. Oh. Watch out. Number 5. I just play. I'll fuck with grape nuts. I'm not talking. I'm not gonna put it in my top 5, but it's definitely in my fucking repertoire.
Okay.
Dog.
It's a
Just
6-man
saying.
in your rotation.
Sometimes you just need some fucking shit that tastes like cardboard, dog. You know,
Right.
It makes you feel like you're being healthy. I'm just saying. But anyways, I kick it with the 4 as the motherfucking frosted mini wheats. Okay?
Okay.
The
Yeah.
mini wheats, not the big ones, because those big motherfuckers, it gets to be too much.
Yeah.
And you can only fit so many of those big motherfuckers in the bowl, and then it just gets too crowded.
What about the brick? What do you know about the shredded wheat brick? Not the frosted.
I can't fuck with that, dog. That's some old school grandpa shit. What are we living in? 1874? Bro, I ain't fucking with no brick of fucking shredded wheat. I need them minis all frosted, bro. Okay? And if they got a flavor, I'll take those too. You got them cinnamon ones, or no, there's like maple brown sugar ones and blueberry and strawberry out there.
Yeah.
Strawberry.
They
Get you
done,
some flavors.
they done changed the game with that.
They did. And they're usually on fucking sale.
They are.
And you get 2 boxes for $5. Go get you some.
Get that colon blow. Get that colon blow.
Colon blow pain.
Hey, if you've been having a hard time taking a fucking dump, go get you some shredded mini weeds. Eat that whole fucking box and see what happens, dog. You gonna be fucking fine. Just trust me, you'll be fine. You'll get you all out. Get that shit all out.
And number
Okay?
number 5 on your
Number
list.
5 for me, man. Damn, man. That's a tough one because I mean, pretty much, I can run with a lot. You know what? I'm gonna go. There's the O's, bro. You ever heard of the
Yeah.
honey O's or whatever the fuck?
Fuck
them are?
yeah.
And those motherfuckers usually run expensive too. They like to price those expensive too. I don't know why. All it is basically a fucking a fatter Cheerio with some like little fucking things stuck in the center of the Cheerio.
It's oats, I think.
Right? It's like oats or
Okay.
but they want to charge you fucking like $4.50 for them bitches. I'm not trying to fuck with that.
It's a small
But
box, too.
I remember my pops used to bring them to me, and I used to fuck them up. So I'm gonna put those on number 5. Dog. Just saying.
You know what? And there could be a top 5 cereals that are like better, well, maybe not better, but just as good, if not better, without milk. You know what I mean? Those snacking ones, like those ones that he's talking about,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are some good snacking cereal.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
take that box to the couch.
Bro, you know how many times I've done served myself a motherfucking bowl of cereal and then I go to the fridge and there's no milk? You think I'm gonna put that cereal back? No. Hell no, dog. That shit's coming with me. I'm gonna fucking get a glass of water or a glass of juice. I'm gonna eat that shit like it's chips.
Why we got 2 boxes in the cupboard? That's my couch box.
That's like me. Hey, I got car snacks, bro. I have snacks for my car specifically.
Do they stay in the car?
They stay in the car, dude. You got to have the snacks for the car. You know what I mean? They're different than the snacks you would have at home or whatever, because I mean that's on the go right there. You gotta have.
But how you keep them fresh though, dog?
I mean, you got to get stuff that has, you know what I'm saying, longevity, that you don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like,
You mean you don't have a fucking a carton of fucking Ziploc bags inside your your car?
dude, I'm not that.
That's more my style, Che.
Yeah, that's him.
I've got them all labeled and shit. Probably.
Yeah.
Top 5 car snacks coming soon on the Crow's
Oh
Nest.
Right.
shit! Oh
Right.
shit! Well, but Kenny, you launched the top 5. What's your top 5?
Oh, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
You want to hear it? My number 1 is CTC.
Oh,
I could fuck up a whole box.
Hell
and,
yeah.
and ruin the toilet. My number 2 is Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, shit.
It looks like your grandfather's cereal. It is delicious.
So good.
And if you look at the side of the box, it actually has just as much sugar as all the other shit you're eating.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
It looked like shit, but it tasted, you know what I'm saying? It had all that sugar. So
My number 3 is Golden Grams.
Yeah, that's legit. The Golden Grams. You can't go wrong with Golden Grams.
Shout out to Golden Grams.
yeah.
My number 4, this is where we get into murky waters here. My number 4 is probably Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with Honey
Yeah,
Nut Cheerios,
classic.
dog. Like I said, I put O's. I put them hoes
Them hoes.
at number 5, and they're basically a larger Honey Nut Cheerios.
And then my number 5, which may or may not even be a good cereal, I can't really remember, but it's got a special place in my heart because my mom would only buy it for me once.
It's a basic 4.
It's Cookie Crisp.
Oh, Cookie Crisp.
Dude, yeah.
You eat a fucking plate full of cookies, dog. How's that wrong, dog? When you're a kid, how's that wrong?
Tell my
dog?
mom about that.
She bought it for you one time only?
Once. Yeah, once.
And you
Once.
remember being
Just-
happy as a motherfucker, right?
Just enough to get a taste and show you what hell was like life
Finally,
without it.
Hey, but let's give a shout out to some old school motherfucking cereals that don't exist anymore, dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What about Ghostbusters? It was basically
Oh, shit.
Lucky Charms, but the Ghostbusters version.
That's true.
It has Slimers in it.
Slimer
bitch.
marshmallows.
Oh, that shit was that was the shit right there.
I remember Nerd cereal. It had 2 flavors in the box with 2
Oh,
different
yeah.
openings.
Split.
Yeah, just like the candies.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember those.
That's old school, dog. That's old school.
I think, man, they change them a lot. It's like they kind of the box gets updated, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
think
yeah.
of one that actually is like not, it doesn't exist anymore.
I know Frankenberry and Chocula disappeared for a while, and then them bitches
They
came
did.
back.
They came back. They
And-
came back. They with a fucking updated cartoon on the front
yeah,
and shit.
and they
yeah.
brought their friend Booberry. with
Yeah,
them.
I saw that shit. That's whack. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't think of any other discontinued cereals. Paul, can you?
I can't. I'm
Didn't
racking
fucking
my brain
didn't
here.
Mr. T have a fucking cereal?
Dude, Mr. T's.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
He had a Mr. T cereal.
There were a bunch of T's.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Pretty much any like dope movie or show had
Yes,
had a
that's what I was
cereal.
gonna fucking say. They had a lunchbox
Yeah,
and a fucking cereal. Did you get a gold chain in the fucking box? in the
I
cereal?
hope so, dude. You should have got an earring with a fucking feather on it, dog.
I could see you, bro. Like as a kid with the gold chain. Did you have a beard then?
You just had one of them bald fucking caps with a fucking mohawk on it, dog.
Damn.
That was legit.
Che was rocking the denim vest with no shirt.
Oh, fucking all day, dog. Come on now.
hairy chested. Even then.
Yeah,
Shit, I don't even need the cereal for that, bro. I was watching the A-Team.
Che had that taco meat chest when he was like 8.
Yeah, I was coming heavy with the hair, dog.
Believe that.
Turned quickly.
Man, last segment's on you, Paul. What do you got for us, man? What are you throwing down right here?
I was thinking about it. A couple things, when you were talking about going to the show this weekend and we were talking about hip hop, that conversation reminded me of, so I'm working toward finally getting my degree in psychology and
That's right,
communication. And I'm in oral communication right now. There's this dude, Chris, and he's like 20, but he's like hella into 90s hip hop. He's rocking like, it's not a Kangol, but it's that style of hat with like, he's got the vest and then
Yeah.
like he's wearing like the Sambas, like the Adidas
Right.
Sambas,
Oh.
that style.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, they are the Adidas, right? Sambas are the
Yeah.
Adidas. Those
Yeah.
are the soccer motherfucking
Yeah.
Adidas, dog.
with the tongue. that
Yeah,
hangs
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So that style, right? He looks smooth. You know, what I mean, he's a cool dude. I've talked to him a couple times, and I asked him what he was going to do this speech on, this informative speech, and he said he wanted to do it on sampling, like samples, right? And I was listening to him, and then I was like, after a little bit, I was like, "Are you gonna talk about crate digging, right?" And he's like, didn't even know what crate digging was, and it was that moment for me, you know what I mean? Like where I'm at that age, and I get it. Like when I sample now, usually it's off of YouTube or there's sites like Sample Swap because it's convenient. You know, that's the world we live in, and that's the world that he's grown up in. But I'm glad that we spent time crate digging, and I know that you've done some crate digging too, right?
Yeah.
And it just, like I said, it reminded me how things have changed and how grateful I was, like I said, that we got to do that because it's so cool to go out there and whether you're just trying to find something to listen to or like when we were doing a lot of sample-based production, you go out there, you interact, you're looking through them, you got that, even the smell of the sleeves, because you're going through older records, right? And they got that smell that only record sleeves have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and sometimes you go out there and we're looking for a sample, and you're doing it based off of this particular guy. Maybe we could get a bass line from this musician because we know he rips on the bass, like Wooten or something. And then sometimes it was based on the cover. Kind of like a book. You're like, this looks cool. I never heard of this band.
A lot of times, yeah.
The dopest, funkiest looking fucking record cover, dog.
Yeah.
Is probably gonna have a little gold hidden in it, dog. That's the secret.
Yeah.
That's the secret to
That's the
crate
secret.
digging. If you don't know any fucking musicians, if you don't know a drummer, a fucking a bass player, a fucking trumpet player, you go and you look at the cover, and if that shit looks funky as fuck, just grab that bitch because there's more times than not there's gonna be something funky somewhere hidden in there.
My friend Existence, who will be on the show too eventually, he had a good tip for me, and it seemed like obvious, but it took until him to tell me before I realized it is records after 1979. Not a hard and fast rule, but stay away from them because chances are you have synthesizers all over the record.
It's true.
Hogging up the whole record, and your drums probably going to be electronic. So if you're crate digging, that's not the sound you're going for.
No.
And so that was always a good rule too. But yeah.
79 earlier than 79 is the kind of the rule, right?
Yeah.
As far as like actual instruments, dog. You want them real fucking drums, some real fucking guitars, no keytar, right? Although I'm a sucker for the keytar. I'm not gonna even fucking play, dog. There's some motherfuckers out there rocking a keytar right now, and they funky as fuck.
That reminds me of a video game idea Paul and I had back in the day called Sitar Hero.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
It's complicated. It's a difficult game.
It's out there now. It's out there now.
It's out there now.
Sitar Hero.
But yeah, like I remember also like we would go to like the record stores or even like the flea market, and if it was a used record, which they mostly were, you're trying to just find some diamond in the rough, right? And Kenny's got the Vestax is like a mini portable turntable, and you could actually like put the record on there, and either through headphones or through the speaker, we'd be chilling there. I remember chilling there like at the flea market, just going, the people were looking at us like, what are they doing? Like,
That's the secret though, because a lot of motherfucking DJs, like there's a video out there. I forget the name of it, but your boy Qbert and fucking DJ Shadow were on that shit, and that's how they crate dig, dog. They go
Scratch.
to these big ass Scratch. There you go. These motherfuckers go into these big record shops. I don't know how many of them are still in existence. These motherfuckers, they bring in their little portable fucking record player, and they're listening to these bitches. And other cats are just kind of going in there, grabbing stuff. These guys are actually digging deep, man. Listening for them sounds, man.
One trick too we used to do is pull out the record, and if you kind of look at it in the right light, the breaks is a wider groove because there's less information in the record, so they show up black on the actual vinyl itself, and then you can look at that and see how many black rings you have. If you don't have a record player on you, you say, oh well, there's some breaks in here, or at least some naked parts where I can steal a couple things from. And those of you that hate on hip hop because it's and sampling because it's stealing other people's music, The real test was, how are you going to flip that sample, and how are you going to make me not recognize where you pulled it from? You know, not all hip hop is Puff Daddy just taking like a Whitney Houston single and track that was hot in 1982 is going to be banging in 1998, 2019 for all that matters. It's really about disguising what it is that you found.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, we use samples still, but we don't make sample-based music anymore. It's supplemental, and making music with samples and then writing original pieces. I admit that I think there's more talent, let's say, that goes into composing something original. That's coming, from you're creating it. It's coming out of you. So yeah, that's true. But there's this other skill that's involved in fitting these pieces over each other, and when you have this thing, that comes out of it, this song that it just sounds like it's supposed to go together. That's art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some of those songs, especially the ones that we are fond of from the 90s really did that. They really just sounded like this song needed to be made.
Look no further than the intro and the outro to this podcast, right? And taking well, we kind of did the opposite. We took recognizable samples, made sure you recognize them, but put them back in a way that you weren't expecting. So, and the other thing you have to understand and consider when you're hearing sample based music is, that guy spent all weekend digging through vinyl. He spent the next weekend listening to that vinyl. He spent the weekend after that sampling that vinyl, and probably finally that fourth weekend after that month, sat down and made some fucking music.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Pretty cool show out there to kind of give you, keeping sample culture alive is Rhythm Roulette on the Mass Appeal YouTube channel.
That's dope.
That's dope. One producer, one record shop, blindfolded, pick out 3 records, go back to the studio, make a beat with what you got. That's a challenge. And a lot of times, even though I had a portable, I might as well be blindfolded, because you get back here and be like, what did I do? But that's what it is. That's the culture we grew up in. And Paul, man, I had a lot of fun crate digging with you.
Oh yeah, man. There's that extra pride that you have when you find, especially something like that naked drum break, and then you can chop it up. It doesn't have to. You don't have to loop it like you're saying. It's like maybe that's appropriate sometimes, but yeah, that could be the lazy way. That's not what again, the art form, chopping things up. You'd be time stretching in acid. That's an old school software we use for our sample based projects of like the earlier 2000s. But yeah, you would just have this sense of pride when you found the sample. It's like you unearthed this. Yeah. So there's not that same sense of pride when you grab it off of YouTube. It's convenient, and that's just the way it is these days. But
it's the difference between buying a tomato at the store and growing one in your backyard. Right. They're both tomatoes, but the one you grew, it just tastes so much better for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, because you put your heart into it, dog.
Yeah.
And these are the tomatoes that you were smoking?
Try to fit those in the rolling paper. That shit wasn't working out. Yeah, man. So just a quick teaser. First show's a quick hitter. Anything else we need to talk about, guys?
Dog, man. That was a pretty good episode 1, I think, though.
I did want to say real quick, because it came to mind before I came here tonight. I went out with my lady in downtown San Jose, because we were gonna go do this thing like for Valentine's Day. We're gonna go out and just go around to the different spots that have like the craft beers and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we ended up kind of doing it, as a rain check for it was tonight, and we went to that new, I guess you call it a barcade. It's called Mini Boss. You heard about this?
Yeah, I did.
So these things are cool. It's not like a Dave and Buster's, because it's like old school games. Like,
that's dope.
I introduced my lady to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
She was kind of afraid of it, dude. I was using Chun-Li, dude, and I was just button mashing. With the kick. I let her beat up that Mercedes or whatever. That's all she was willing to do. But that place was pretty cool, and we dipped around on those Lime scooters.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, and it's like, like combined, I think we're definitely less than 300 pounds, so it's like it can carry the both of us. We're dipping around, she's holding on to me. You know what I mean? I was like, it's me on the scooter. I'm romantic like that. I might take her on the coast. Down one.
Just don't crash that bitch, dog.
Dude,
it's all fucked up.
I know some broad who broke her fucking arm last month. Oh, bro, these things. I swear to you.
I saw that a Lime scooter collided with a Tesla, and I was like, that's the most Silicon Valley ass headline I've ever seen in my life.
True.
I was gonna get up out of here, but you kind of opened up Pandora's box really quick. So
That's what I was trying to do.
One more question for you guys. Arcade game, the home consoles are cool, but today's games are made to be beaten.
Right.
Back in the day,
Nope.
they were not.
Nope.
They were made for you to keep pumping money into, and sometimes it got very frustrating. So, what the most frustrating arcade game that you encountered as a child? We'll go to you, Che.
Okay.
We'll go to you, Che.
So, I mean, arcade game, dog. I'm gonna have to put a couple of them out there. I don't know that I could select just one. So, first, Double Dragon was the shit.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was one of my favorites, but it was hard to fucking pass in the fucking arcade. Okay, it was hard to pass in the arcade. The first time I ever passed Double Dragon was in fucking Sega Master System.
Yeah.
And you could pass it all the time because all you had to do is just keep fucking playing. So
Right.
me and my cousin would stay up all night just playing that bitch.
I hate to break it to you, bro, but I could beat that game on 1 quarter.
Okay. Well, bro,
He
you
didn't,
talk,
hey,
so,
he didn't hate to
so,
break that to you at all.
So listen. So listen. That's because I was about fucking 5 years old when I was playing that shit. So I mean,
True.
I mean, I can play it right now and pass it with 1 quarter too, dog. I mean, you don't have to fucking gas me up like that. But listen, so the other one, and I don't know that I ever saw the end of this bitch, was Ninja Turtles, the arcade game.
Ooh.
That was dope.
That was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And it was so dope that I had to go out and buy the motherfucking Nintendo version of the Ninja Turtles arcade game, which was not easy.
It was a very
Not
good
easy.
port, though. It was a very good port of the arcade and the Nintendo.
It was fucking good. It was
Yeah.
real good for Nintendo. And
Yeah.
I still have that motherfucking cartridge. And all I'm doing is looking for a fucking Nintendo to play it in, dog.
Was that NES or Super?
NES, dog.
NES.
The original. Was
Yeah.
like, so I actually had 2 versions of the Ninja Turtles game. They let out this other one that was kind of whack. It was like kind of like overhead view, and you're walking through some streets, and then you would go into the fucking sewer, and then you would fucking get into a level, and it was all fucking 2D, right? Just
Right.
walk to the end of the screen. But you remember fucking the arcade game was like you're walking from one side of the screen to the other, but you're also able to like move forward. So
Yeah.
there's different angles of the fucking Ninja Turtle when you
Right.
know. So that shit was dope. That was like innovative at that time,
Yeah.
dog. It was real innovative.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was dope. But I guess the last one was fucking Final Fight.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same format.
I still have yet to see the end of Final Fight.
What?
Yeah.
You ever fought the dude in the wheelchair and threw him out the window?
Bro, no. So we got to the end. So my boy, when we lived in San Diego State, okay, San Diego State. My boy, I went home. I was like, bro, I got a Nintendo.
Yeah.
I got a Genesis. I got a fucking Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing all those bitches over here.
Oh.
He
Damn.
said, you know what I got? I got that 32X. And I got that Sega CD. You know what I got in there, bitch? I got Final Fight. I was like, bring it, son. So our nights consisted of trying to fucking beat Double Dragon 3, okay? Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
Yeah, that's a tough one.
and Final Fight. And motherfucker, we could not beat Final Fight. We beat Double Dragon 3. And my boy fucking pumped through Mike Tyson, so we saw the end of that shit. But we cannot get to the end of fucking because you didn't get like any free continues on that
No,
shit.
you had to roll with Hagar.
Yeah, you had to get through there, dog.
Dude, isn't that the one that's a lot like Double Dragon?
Yes.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
fighting more like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's not like, it's on the streets.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
And-
yeah. That shit was dope, dog. And as a matter of fact, there's been a fucking bunch of times where I use, the first boss on Final Fight?
Yeah.
That big dreadlock, yellow
Yeah, yeah,
dreadlock.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Motherfucker.
wearing shades.
Yeah.
That motherfucker looked
Yeah.
like fucking Lil Wayne, dog.
He was Big Wayne. That was Big Wayne.
That was
like
Big
a,
Wayne.
a buff ass Lil Wayne, dog.
Big Wayne. he comes sit the boombox down. The prequel to Double Dragon Rampage was also pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, it was.
So, what about you, man? Most frustrating arcade game you ever came across?
man, I don't know. A lot of them were fun to play, even though I didn't beat a lot of them. I don't think I even beat any of those in the arcade, dude. Honestly.
I lightweight grew up in a bowling alley, so I got a lot of cracks at these games.
All right, and you had that quarter with the hole punched in it with the string.
I used to use like these metal punch outs because I was there when they were constructing the bowling alley. We had a restaurant inside, so they had all these like slugs, like these punch outs from electrical boxes, and every once in a while I'd get one to work. And so yeah, I'd punch a hole in it with the string, and I'd use the fake quarter. I did that.
That was the move. That was the move. That's fraud, you know.
I know.
No, but I'll just name some that I liked playing, and you can assume that they were frustrating because I never beat any of them. But I remember this game, Rastin. Do you remember this game, Rastin?
Yeah, well, you had the shield that you threw and it would come back. No, that was Rygar.
Yeah,
that was Rygar. I do remember Rastin though. Was that like you were a knight or something like that?
You were more like he reminded me kind of like Conan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of more like that type of dude. I just remember that game. I like playing that one. Altered Beast.
That was a tough game.
It was sick though. I love that. Morphing into the werewolf. That shit was dope.
Super dope.
That was one of my favorite ones. And then I remember that was a Sega game, right?
It came out. It was a launch title for the Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I like a lot of those tandem ones too, where it's 2D and you're going from one side. So like
side scroller.
The side scroller, like Contra.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Contra, Metal Slug.
Heavy Barrel was dope. Contra was way harder in the arcade than it was on Nintendo.
Oh yeah, Nintendo, dude, like that's a game. I believe our boy Philosopher
can beat it on one life.
One life, he says. So we're gonna have to put that to the test one time, dude. We should have him in here and beat it.
Wait, what?
In front of us.
So
Contra.
I mean, everybody got the Contra code. Everybody knows the Contra code for Nintendo. But I want to see that shit. I gotta I'll have the Nintendo ready for him. All we gotta do is get the fucking cartridge.
I've seen the achievement on his Xbox that he did it. I haven't seen him do it, but
we want to see it.
Yeah, I've seen the achievement. I want to see it happen.
Yo, you know what? I gotta throw in another one. Just what about Narc?
Dude, I just saw it tonight at Mini Boss.
They have that game?
Yeah, dude, we were playing Simpsons, which is very similar, like you were talking about.
The Simpsons was the dope too.
Yeah, it's like
blow up the fucking balloon.
Yep. I blew it up. And, but it was like the Ninja Turtles, where it was like that. You could go back and forth and then side scroll.
Yeah.
But Narc was there, and it's just funny because it says on the game,
the cabinet,
say no to drugs. You know,
So
like, you want to say no to drugs, and she looked over it like it was so ridiculous. You know?
the whole game, you're just fucking lighting up drug dealers, dog. You're just
as Nancy Reagan. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Oh man,
the most frustrating arcade game in the history of arcade games is Dragon's Lair. Not only did it cost $1 per play, but you would die with the quickness. There's one pattern through that game. It's a laser disc. So it was Don Bluth animation. That was a full blown cartoon. It was the best looking game in the arcade.
Wow.
And but it was a laser disc, so the controls were real simple. And basically, when you moved left, you were like skipping a chapter. If you moved up, you were skipping a chapter.
What year was this, dog?
This was like back in the late '80s.
Okay.
Yeah. And they also did Space Ace, which is the same animator, same game company.
Okay.
The original creators have a crowdfunding campaign to try to bring that back. I actually downloaded the app for one of the first iPhones I had just so I can play through that game.
That's dope.
It was still hard on there, but there's one pattern through it. There's one correct move per scene, and if you got it wrong, you died.
That's it.
And you had 3 lives, and then you better get another $1. And back in like '89, $1 in the arcade, it was like a gold fucking bar.
Hell yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Dragon's Lair, posted that up on the Twitter.
Crazy.
Speaking of the Twitter, follow us at Crow Podcast.
There you go.
At Crow Podcast. Yeah.
That's right.
Hell of a show, guys.
Oh man, this is a good first one, dog.
Yeah.
It feels good. I mean,
good.
you know, and I gotta say, this is, you know, it's a pleasure. You know, don't want to get like too cheesy with that, but it's like it really is. It's like you guys set this platform up, and you know, it's nice to like come into the fold and just talk a bunch of shit.
That's right, dog.
Look, those of you guys that are listening, this podcast right here has been a pet project of ours for a while. We've been wanting to do a show like this since before the Pillaging podcast. It's just that really didn't have an audience to start with.
That's right.
And so those of you pillagers that are listening to this first episode, thank you very much for joining us on this journey. It's going to grow. Trust me, we are holding back a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. We don't want to give you all of it on the first episode. This show's going to get real deep. This was a lighthearted discussion. We will be talking about current events, but you're hearing this about a week after it's recorded, so we held back on that too.
It's true.
But keep tuning in. Give us a shot. If you like the Pillaging podcast, you're going to like this. I think so. If you like any time we ever got off topic on the Pillaging podcast, you're definitely going to like the show.
This is your show.
This show.
Yeah.
You'll hear some familiar voices. We'll bring folks in from the network. Kane will definitely be on the show. A lot of people lined up to do this show. So a lot of good friends of ours, a lot of great stories coming at you, and we're going to get the callers involved too. So best believe that. But until next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
This is the Crow's Nest, the Enchilito of podcasts.
Murder.
The brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart
There you go.
of podcasts.
There you go.
And we out this bitch. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Peace.
You've been listening to the Crow's Nest Podcast on the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. That's the CNPN. Follow our network for all updates and new shows at CNPodNet on Twitter. Follow the show on Twitter at Crow Podcast. You can see all things from the Crow's Nest. So until next week, we out here.